With the rising temperatures here in the country, how do we protect ourselves from the heat? To help us with that, we are now joined in the studio by Dr. Jude Espejo, who is a cardiologist from the Asian Hospital Medical Center. Welcome to the program and good morning, Dr. Jude.
Good morning, Doc Freddy.
Now, it's not yet summer, Doc, pero nararamdaman na natin. Sobrang init, ano? And very humid, actually. So what are some of the possible ailments that one can experience with this rising heat?
Yeah, during the heat or the summer seasons, so first comes to mind are the skin diseases. There are a host of skin diseases. Number one is prickly heat, bungang araw, which is caused by blockage of the sweat glands.
Okay.
And then sunburn, which is caused by too much exposure to
That's right,
sunlight.
very common yan nowadays.
The UV radiation can cause damage to your cell's DNA, which causes cell death to your skin. And then lastly is a contagious disease, which is impetigo, common among children who live on humid conditions.
Now, can heat exhaustion be a factor with this rising heat as well?
Yes, of course. Heat exhaustion is a consequence of us doing our activities or work in a hot and humid environment for a prolonged duration of time.
Right. Now there's heat exhaustion, and some people also hear about heat stroke. What's the difference between these two, doctor?
So heat stroke naman is a more dire consequence of the prolonged exposure to this humid and hot condition. So with heat exhaustion, parang you will present with a dizziness, profuse sweating. Your temperature, core body temperature will be around 37.7 to 40 degrees Celsius. While in heat stroke, you will now present with decreased sensorium. And your core body temperature will be upper or upwards of 40 degrees Celsius. Which could really exert a lot of deleterious effects to your heart. Especially if you have a pre-existing heart condition, like hypertension, heart failure, it's really going to be a worse condition.
So those Filipinos with pre-existing heart conditions, like you mentioned, mas mag-iingat dapat sila ngayong panahon na to. Now, overall, doctor, so ngayon panahon na ng hinit, what can you advise our viewers on how to protect themselves, how to avoid those diseases that you mentioned? Overall, how can they do that for the summer?
So number one is really to stay hydrated, to keep your body cool, drink lots of fluids, actually cool fluids, not ice cold. It can cause yung mga tawag dyan, too much heat din sa
Yes.
And then you should stay in a cool environment. Siyempre, air conditioning. Unfortunately, tataas yung mga electrical bills natin.
Unfortunately. So overall, it's just to try and keep that core temperature down, like we said, to avoid those ailments. Now, with the coronavirus and everything, doctor, a lot of people and a lot of doctors as well would say to keep exercising, keep healthy, keep the immune up, get some sun and all that stuff. What are some of the reminders for your viewers regarding this and trying to be safe naman din from any spreading of the virus?
So
mahirap,
again,
mahirap, doctor.
With coronavirus, we really have to avoid muna for the meantime yung exposure sa crowds. So you can do your exercises at home naman, do your treadmills.
And all of this to improve the immune system, which is our
and
best
exposure to
defense
sunlight and will increase also your immune system.
Okay, thank you. Very well said and good advice. So, one more, last question, doctor. How should we exercise and how long should we be exposed to the sun?
For exercise, we advocate around at least 30 minutes of cardiac exercise like running or jogging. Kahit every other day, that's sufficient enough. For heat exposure, actually may timeline lang yan. 6 to 9 a.m. is the best.
It's the best time for that.
Beyond that, baka you'll suffer in a heat stroke.
Okay, good advice. Thank you very much. That was Dr. Jude Espejo, our cardiologist from Asian Hospital.